Fabian, hey Sean, what are your thoughts on the early reviews for Dungeons and Dragons? It currently has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, if you haven't been following this, Dungeons and Dragons premiered last night, actually here in Austin, where I live, at South by Southwest. Because I'm doing all the travel with the fan expos, Hollywood Critics Association, MegaCon in a few weeks, I just couldn't go to South by Southwest, even though it's here in town and one of my YouTube buddies, Rachel Wagner, is actually going to be staying at my house to go to South by Southwest. I'm not there, so I missed out on being at the world premiere of Dungeons and Dragons, which was last night. And as of right now, I don't know how many reviews are in for this, but it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Every reaction that I saw coming out of the movie, that I retweeted a bunch of them, were very glowing. It's an absolute blast. It's a ton of fun. A lot of people saying it takes a little bit to get going, but once it does, it is just so fun. A lot of people saying, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, thought the movie was just an absolute blast. Ton of fun. And then also language of, clearly they love the lore, they're invested in this world, and they want to create an environment that sucks people in. So what do I make of the fact that it currently has 100% Rotten Tomatoes? I'll say 3 thoughts on this. First one, it premiered, it was the world premiere at a film festival. That is the best context to see any movie, because it's so fun. It's such a cool environment. You're at the world premiere. You're at a film festival. You're surrounded by a bunch of your critic buddies you don't see very often, people that paid to be at a film festival. Like, these are diehard movie fans, excited to be there. Chris Pine's in the room. Like, it is an energy-full environment. So you always have to take these types of premieres with a grain of salt. Like, for me, I was at Fantastic Fest last year, and so my review of Terrifier 2 was from an experience where I went to go see it with my very good friend Cody Leach, walk out of the theater. I'm talking with Chris Stuckman, someone I've been watching on YouTube for over 10 years. The actor that plays Art the Clown is standing right in front of me. Chris Jericho, it keeps bumping into me, taking selfies with people. That's as cool of a context to watch a movie as you can have. A midnight screening of a movie like that at a film festival. That's what these first reactions were for Dungeons and Dragons. That will always elevate the experience, and elevated experience means your review is going to be a little bit more positive. That's thought number 1. Take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. Second thought, all the rumors for the last 6 months from people that follow the test screenings, this movie tested really well. This movie, the people that saw it at test screenings had a lot of fun with it. So there's a certain amount of buzz that's been kind of out there. Like, I think this movie's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a real crowd pleaser. They've been saying that for months, the people that kind of follow that stuff. Then you get the first reactions from actual movie critics, as well as festival film goers. The best man from my wedding, Vincent Prendergast, he's attending South by Southwest. So it's not just critics, it's also just kind of movie fans, movie lovers that are there. They all loved the film. They had a blast with it. Test audiences loved it. These other audiences loved it. Third thought, I've been saying for, I don't know, the last month, every time I've talked about Dungeons and Dragons, I think this movie could be the new Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, where when we first heard about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart doing a Jumanji movie, that doesn't sound very good. And then the trailers actually look like they're kind of fun, and then the movie was an absolute blast. That's what I think this movie's going to do. That's what I think how people are going to respond. Really? Another Dungeons and Dragons movie? Oh, that trailer's actually more fun than I was expecting. And then the reviews are like, oh, it's a blast. You got to see it. That doesn't surprise me. That's what I was expecting. You can listen to stuff that I've said over the last month. I predicted this movie might be kind of that Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle kind of vibe to it. And that's what we're seeing. So no real surprise for me that the first audiences loved it. They're at a film festival, but that was also the early buzz for this film. It's from the people that did Game Night, a movie that did well. Everybody that saw it loves that film. But kind of underwatched, under-discussed. So if you know the movie Game Night and you go, wait, the people that did Game Night, that movie was a lot of fun. The action was better than it should have been, and it's about game night. People that love playing games, they're doing Dungeons and Dragons? This could actually be a really good fit. Like the creative team, these guys, they also wrote some of this stuff for like Spider-Man Homecoming. Like, they have a really good track record. They're just not well-known names yet. So I've had a very good feeling about Dungeons and Dragons for a couple of months now, and now we got the first reviews. It's at 100%. I'm not surprised. I think people are really gonna have a good time with it. Most of these clips are pulled from my weekly Patreon live stream. Join at any level, and you can join the chat and ask all the questions you want. That's for as little as $2 per month. For $5 per month, you can get your name on my end card. For $25 per month, you can have a monthly video chat with me. Link is in the description for more details, and keep talking movies and TV.